Hey everybody, welcome to Dishin with Dawn. Today we are dishing about a Reuben baked braid. So I have a crescent sheet, I have some mustard, I have some drained sauerkraut, I have some corned beef, I have some Swiss cheese, and I have my spatula ready to go. All right, so I currently have my oven warming at 375 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and open up our sheet and get started. So the scariest part of this recipe is opening up the can. So you press at the seams. If you can't get it by hand, sometimes you can pop it on the counter. There you go, always works. So all right, get it out of the can, and we're gonna roll it out onto our sheet. If it pulled apart at any points, it's okay. We can go ahead and take care of that by pinching it together. It's the same thing if you use the regular crescent rolls and just pinch those seams together. I just happen to have the sheet, so we're gonna use that today. So again, just pinch it together so it stays as it bakes. All right, so we got your nice rectangle. Stretch it out, make it nice and uniform. All right, now we're gonna aim loading everything into the middle, and then I'm gonna use a plastic knife on my baking sheet, and I'm gonna cut little dividers along the way, and then those are what we're gonna fold in to make the braid. All right, so you can see I went ahead and cut the slices in each of the outer thirds, left the center third all together, and that's where we're gonna build our Reuben. So I like to have my Reuben with a little mustard and a little Thousand Island. So I like to put the mustard in the baked part, and then I'll use the Thousand Island as a dip. All right, so we'll squish a little mustard out there. Spread it on that third in the middle. All right, perfect. And now we're going to go ahead and lay down the corned beef. You can do it how you'd like. Just wanna make sure you stay in that middle part. I did about a half a pound of corned beef at the deli, sliced thin, and I think it'll work perfectly. Go the other direction at the bottom. And maybe another piece up here at the top. And then I'll take this extra piece and I'll just drape that in the middle. All right, now I took our sauerkraut and I drained about 3/4 of a cup, and I strained it through a paper towel as well to make sure it was nice and dry. And you're gonna spread that over top of your corned beef. All right, and then might be easier at this point just to spread it with your hands. Perfect, nice spread about. Everybody gets a little bit in each bite. And then you're gonna top that with Swiss cheese. And so again, whatever your preference, baby Swiss, regular Swiss. I prefer the slices. I just think it works better to make the braid. You can also do it with shredded if that's all you have. All right, and from here, we're gonna go ahead and make our braid. And to make the braid, you're just gonna start at the top and take that first band and wrap it over, and then pull that top up and meet the braid just so it doesn't all ooze out the end. And just keep repeating, crossing over all the way down. All right, and then you've got your last braid, and then pinch it at the bottom up to your braid part. And you've got your Reuben braid ready to go. The final step is you're gonna take an egg with a little splash of water. You're gonna whip that all up nice and good. And take your pastry brush and then brush it over the top. Perfect. And you can do caraway seeds on top of this if you want. You could do sesame seeds on top. Some people have done the everything seasoning bagel, everything bagel seasoning. Did I say that backwards? Whatever you'd like. For myself, I'm just gonna sprinkle just a touch of my sea salt, my beautiful, lovely gifted sea salt from Hawaii I got when I went over there for some work. Just for a touch of salt for me. All right. And that's it. And you're gonna put it in your 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Keep an eye though, depends on your oven and how it does. It might be 10, 12 minutes, but keep an eye and we'll go from there. While we have our Reuben Braid in the oven, I'm going to use the cup zester, and I am going to grate down some pickles for my Reuben dressing. So you're just going to take it and rub it across the grater, and it collects it in the cup for you on the bottom. It also has a measuring part, so it'll help you measure out what you need. I'm going to try to do about a 1/4 cup. I really enjoy pickles, so I think if you're not as big of a fan, maybe don't do as much. Or if you didn't want to, you could just buy some Thousand Island dressing or some Russian dressing. But I'm going to make our own today. When it gets to be a little small, you're going to take the guide and use that to grate the rest. And then you'll look and you'll see you've got your pickles gathering at the bottom. And again, you've got your measurements to help you find out how much you've gotten. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our ingredients for the Reuben dressing. I've got my grated pickles that I did in the cup zester. Take off the bottom. And then what's also great is inside there's a little bar that when you spin it, scrapes all of that from inside for you. Speaking about scraping, I'm going to use our mini scraper to get the rest out of that lid and then add our remaining ingredients for our Reuben dressing. So I'm going to do a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of ketchup. A difference between Thousand Island and Russian is they put horseradish in the Russian. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. You can modify these as you like for your seasonings. You can put a little Tabasco in if you'd like it a little hotter, or you could do the horseradish like the Russian dressing recipe calls for. And then you're just going to give this a good stir. And I like to use this as a dip for the braid. And as I said before, I like to put the mustard in the braid just for a little taste of that. All right, so we've got a few minutes left in the oven for our braid. But in the meantime, we got our dressing all done. So we'll be ready to eat once that Reuben Braid comes out and cools a little bit, and enjoy. Fresh out of the oven, Reuben Braid, baked beautifully with a crescent roll sheet. We're gonna let it cool, and then we'll serve it up with that Reuben dressing that we made. I hope you've enjoyed our little tutorial video today on making the Reuben Braid. Thank you for spending time with Dishin with Dawn. Please follow me, like, and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Have a great day.